There were differences over Greenland, different approaches towards defense spending, even different political priorities among NATO's 32 members. But as leaders arrived at the alliance's summit in Ankara, one message cut across almost every doorstep. From North America to Europe's eastern flank, leaders spoke with remarkable consistency about what they see as NATO's greatest long-term challenge: Russia. While each country faces different security realities, the alliance appeared united in describing Moscow as the defining threat shaping NATO's future.
I expect allies today to acknowledge collectively that Russia is the long-term threat to NATO territory. That is exactly why this summit is so important. We are moving from planning to implementation, increasing defense spending, strengthening our defense industry, and making sure NATO has the capabilities to keep 1 billion people safe.
For countries sharing NATO's eastern frontier, that threat is not theoretical. Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, and Poland have spent years warning that Russia's military ambitions extend far beyond Ukraine. Their leaders argued that the alliance must continue strengthening its eastern flank, investing in deterrence and ensuring that Article 5 remains absolutely credible. Their message was simple: peace is best preserved when Russia knows NATO is prepared.
For me, as a representative of the eastern flank country Lithuania, it's very important to have Article 5 ironclad. Article 5 is a key element of our collective security. We have to discuss very important issues related to collective security because Russia remains a threat, and we have to make sure NATO is strong enough to defend every ally.
The more scared we are, the more Russia likes it. That is why we have to become stronger, invest more in our defense, strengthen our air defense capabilities, and make sure our deterrence is credible. That is the only language Russia understands.
The same assessment was echoed far beyond NATO's eastern border. Germany reaffirmed its long-term support for Ukraine, arguing that Russia cannot be allowed to achieve its military objectives. Canada described Russia as a direct adversary while announcing one of the largest increases in defense spending in its modern history. Despite geographical differences, leaders increasingly spoke of Russia as a challenge requiring a collective NATO response.
Russia has no chance of achieving its war aims. We will continue supporting Ukraine together with our European partners because it lies exclusively with Russia to end this war. The faster Russia stops this aggression, the better it will be for Europe, for Ukraine, and ultimately for Russia itself.
The threats we face are changing rapidly. Russia is a direct adversary. The burdens are shifting towards Canada and Europe, and we are building the capabilities needed to protect North America, the Arctic, and NATO's eastern flank. That is the responsibility we all share.
The summit also demonstrated how NATO's response to Russia now extends well beyond troop deployments. Leaders repeatedly spoke about expanding defense production, accelerating weapons manufacturing, strengthening air defenses, and investing in military industries across Europe and North America. The alliance's strategy is no longer focused solely on responding to crises, but on building the industrial capacity to sustain deterrence over the long term.
My main message today is the importance of rearming Europe. We need to step up. We need a stronger industrial base in Europe and across the transatlantic partnership. We need to help Ukraine even more, put more pressure on Russia, and ensure that the only right winner of this war will be Ukraine. Our unity and our willingness to stand together are more important than ever.
The Ankara summit revealed an alliance that may debate strategy, spending, and politics, but remains largely united on one fundamental assessment. From the Baltic states living on Russia's doorstep to North American allies separated by an ocean, leaders consistently describe Moscow as NATO's principal long-term security challenge. That shared assessment is now driving everything from higher defense budgets and expanded weapons production to stronger support for Ukraine and a reinforced eastern flank. For NATO, the message from Ankara was clear. Different nations may bring different perspectives, but when it comes to Russia, the alliance is increasingly speaking with one voice.